God is saying to you today, you're able to concentrate more on your connection with the Lord when you're content with what God has given you, and trust that God has given you all that you need. When you're feeling happy on the inside, all around you will know it and share in your delight. Trusting that God has a handle on our lives is our only source of hope. You should find comfort in the idea that He knows what He's doing. A person that trusts in God and believes in Him will always be in God's good grace, unlike the person who doesn't and goes against His teachings. If you have put your full trust in God, you will be granted happiness and don't need to worry about misfortune. Someone who is in God's good graces will always find happiness, but people with bad intentions will wish to be in His good graces, but will never receive it. We are taught to be scared of God's anger, but He never stays angry for too long. But His happiness with you will be lifelong. God has limitless love for all of His servants. If you truly believe this, God will grant all of your wishes. God is the true source of happiness, strength, hope, and wisdom. Those who are in His favor will always have these things. God will always be present in your life, and no matter what happens, you should always remember that He is there for you. That thought alone should bring you happiness. The only source of true happiness is the Lord. All of the things you receive in your life that give you happiness are because you believe in God. The people who make a few sacrifices will receive lifelong happiness and good health. Acting to God's standards and sacrificing to make Him happy should be what carries you through the day. God's happiness is your happiness. It's a mutual benefit between each other. Always remember that God can guide you through any difficult situation, even when you're at your lowest. All of God's rules and commandments were made specifically to provide happiness to His people and followers. Even if you are suffering, you should be happy that you are in God's graces. Life is full of ups and downs, moments where we wonder if He has abandoned us. But with His guidance, we can find happiness and make it to His side after death. We shouldn't run away from the problems that we face in life. We are stronger and happier because of these obstacles. You can find happiness and strength if you stay away from sin and keep a strong faith. No matter what you go through in life or what sins you may have committed in the past, if you look towards God and ask for forgiveness, you will always find happiness. God wants you to be happy and find joy in life's pleasures, while also doing good and helping others be just as content. By believing God, you can find happiness even in the darkest hours when that emotion feels almost unattainable. At the very heart of being faithful is happiness, joy, goodness, and all the virtues that align with such traits. If you maintain your trust in God and strive to do your best, you will be rewarded in happiness. But if you follow a sinful path instead, God will not grant you such joy. There exists both happiness and sadness, but on the harder days, remember that God has created both emotions to remind you that this too will pass and you will feel joy again. Those who have a good and joyful heart are excellent followers of the Lord. If you feel happy on the inside, your cheerful soul will be reflected on the outside. But if you let sorrow consume your heart, then that joyful soul becomes lost. The Lord can provide you with more happiness than material possessions. If you are a good follower of Jesus Christ and maintain your faith, you will be replenished with His joy alongside your own. Joy and happiness have the power to heal, while the opposite can cause great pain. Happiness isn't eternal, but know that on the harder days, you can still experience laughter and joy even if you are in pain. Be peaceful and joyful, and be blessed by God. If you follow a good and righteous life, you will be rewarded by God with bounds of joy. It is God's sincere pleasure to be with you. So, know that even as you work towards salvation, you can feel joy again just as God finds happiness in helping you.